I am about to run you through the exact system that you can use to start booking anywhere from 20, 40, 60 plus meetings a month for your agency on a very, very cost-effective budget, and really without much of your time involved at all. Now, let me quickly go through exactly what this process looks like. If you're not lazy, you can get this set up over the weekend. It's not difficult for you to get set up. It's just going to take a couple of hours and you can get this going. So let me run you through the exact system quickly for you. So very first thing that I want to focus on really quickly, because it's the most important element, is the quality of your data. The system that I'm about to run you through is dependent on how quality your data is for it to be as efficient as what I'm promising, as what you see on the screen right now, okay? If your quality of data is really bad, meaning if you don't have first names of the people that you're reaching out to, if you don't have some form of a business description, then it's just not going to be very effective. It's not going to work very well. You want to make sure that this quality of data is good. Again, make sure you got the first name, make sure you got a business description, and also, most importantly, make sure that these people are actually relevant. Make sure that you have a niche and you're going to be putting an offer across to these people. I'm not talking about an offer in this video, don't worry. But just make sure that your offer is good and you're actually addressing people that it's relevant to. Okay, make sure it's relevant. Where to get the data? Best thing to do is just get it from Apollo. Get it from Apollo.io. If you're unfamiliar with it already, it's this platform. It's really good. Again, I'm not going to walk you through like a full tutorial, but you can come in and you can just grab these. Let's just grab this random search that I had, and then you can reach out to these people. You've got Andrew right here. I can literally go open Andrew's LinkedIn right now and just send him a message and pitch him. All right, so it's really easy to do. You just want to make sure the data is good. There's 5.7k leads here, and I think this search is for home security and automation. So I could reach out to all of these people right now. And again, I've got their first names, I've got a business description, I've got their website, I've got their social media links. Super convenient, and that's the first step. You want to make sure that you've got a convenient source of leads. So you can literally, as I said, I can literally just go through, click the name, go to Andrew. I can go to the next one and do Gerard. I can go to the next one and do Jake, and then Trevor and Federico, etc., etc. And it wouldn't take me long to get through this list. I just do it. And again, I'm not even going to do it myself. I'm going to show you how to automate that. But that's the first thing. Make sure that you've got a good quality source of data. Now, this video is not so much about the message itself, but I felt like if I didn't include it, I'd be doing you a disservice. So the most important thing that we're going to include in these messages, these outreach messages that we're going to be sending, is you want to make sure that it's relevant, okay? You want to make sure that you're sending it to the right people. One of the main things that I see people tripping up on when it comes to sending DMs at scale or sending any form of outreach at scale is the personalization. They think it has to be world-class best personalization. That's not true. It just needs to be relevant for the person that you're contacting. They should be able to read it and say, wow, this sounds like it's just for me, as opposed to them opening it and reading it and thinking, wow, this has been copy and pasted to every single person. Okay, so you want to make it relevant. Ways to make it relevant including their first name, commenting on something about their business. That's where these two come into. You can even, when I'm doing emails, for example, I might say, hey Jake, I was looking for a title. So for example, like a founder in the dental space, or a dental founder, something like that, okay? Make it relevant. Second, make it appealing. Make sure that your offer is something that your market actually wants. Don't offer something that you want to sell, offer something that you know your market wants to buy. This is, I get a lot of people that want to create websites or do SEO because that's what they enjoy, but let's face it, a lot of people don't want to buy a website. Nobody out there looks forward to buying a website. They look forward to having money in their account. So what can you do to make sure that they can get the thing that they really want, which in this case, just make it appealing. Make the message or the outreach easy to react to. You could, in terms of your call to action, just make it simple. You could say to them, respond with a yes. Let me know, respond with a yes. Or you may say, may I send over more information? Or may I send over a video explaining more? Or something like this. But just make it easy to react to. Don't ask questions. Don't not have a call to action. A lot of you guys don't even have a call to action. You're just pitching people and then just like, hey, here's my pitch, and then disappearing with no call to action. Like, have a call to action and make it easy to react to. Make it really, really simple. Just say yes if you want more information. If you want more information, just say yes. I've also seen people say, like, if you want more information, just respond with a thumbs up or something along those lines, or a GIF or whatever. Just make it easy to react to, okay? I don't care. You could even say, if you want more information, just heart this message, I'll send it over. You know, if you're sending a message on Instagram or Facebook, people can react to the message. You could just say, hey, just send me a thumbs up, or heart this message, or whatever it is, and I'll send over more details, all right? Just make it easy to react to. And lastly, make it a no-brainer for the perfect fit. When we're doing outreach, we're not doing outreach trying to sign every single person that we outreach to. We're doing it to get the right people that are interested in your offer to react. We're getting them to put up their hand and say, hey, I have that problem that you can solve. I'm interested in at least learning more because I have that problem, or I have that desire that you could help me, you know, get to the other side with. So what would be a no-brainer for the perfect fit? All right, think to yourself, what can you do to make this outreach the best no-brainer offer that is going to come across their DMs today? Okay, and if you haven't realized already, the bulk of this system is a DM-based approach, but you can use it in other methods as well. Like, you can do it DM, but this is primarily, social media via Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever platform you want to use. All right, now next page or next step is removing your bottleneck. So what I want you to do, before we can look at automating this and delegating it, I want you to at least do 100 of these outreaches yourself. The reason for that is you need to figure out what is the biggest bottleneck. When I say a bottleneck, if you imagine a bottle, I don't actually have a bottle now, but I have this pint glass that I wasn't planning on using. But the pint glass here is really thin, and that would be the bottleneck. If you think about a glass bottle, at the top of the bottle, it's really thin, which means that it restricts the flow of liquid coming out of the bottle. In terms of outreach, the bottleneck is whatever is restricting the flow of the system, okay? So if you've got a lot of quality data and you've got a message that you can send, the only thing that is going to be restricting you is whether or not you're actually sending the quantity that you need to. And within that, it's questions like, what is taking the most amount of time? When you're doing the DMing, what aspect is taking a lot of time? You want to figure this out yourself as the founder and the creator of this system, or the borrower in this case. But you want to figure out, what is that bottleneck? Okay, because once you know what that bottleneck is, you can systematically remove it. And then you can do it again and figure out, are there any other bottlenecks? And when you get this as simple as possible, where this approach is performing, in the way that you want it to, you're able to hit the metrics that I'm going to run you through, then you can offload it. You can get somebody else, or you can get automation tools to do it for you. All right, but most importantly, I want you to do it yourself first. Do at least 100. It won't take you long. You could do this literally in a day. Just spend your time figuring out what are the bottlenecks of the approach that you end up setting up. Okay. Now, in terms of daily metrics, daily targets, what I want you to do is, I said do 100 yourself. What I would do is, if you're doing IG or Facebook, do 25 DMs. On average, 25 DMs. Some accounts you're not going to get away with 25 and you're going to do less. Some accounts you can get away with more and you can do more. If the account is new, start low. Start at like 10 DMs a day and rank up to 25. But usually 25, you'll be okay. 25 cold DMs a day times 4 accounts. You can buy warmed up accounts online, or you can create them yourself and just warm them up manually. But create 4 accounts. This could be split, so it could be 2 accounts on Facebook or 2 accounts on Instagram or something along those lines. But do 25 DMs, 4 accounts, which is 100 DMs a day. If you do 100 DMs a day times 5 days a week, 5 working days, it's 500 DMs. 500 DMs a week times 4 weeks is 2,000 DMs a month, and that's your 2,000 DMs right there. If you do 2,000 DMs, I'll break down what that will look like in a second. But just focus on doing 25 DMs by 4 accounts, so 100 DMs a day. That becomes your main focus going forward. And again, I am going to show you how to automate this, but just these are the targets to aim for. Now, if you consider that if you look at the bottlenecks and you're able to get this down good enough, you're going to be able to get this down to 1 minute per DM. I was on a coaching call with one of my clients today, and his process, he did 20, like he's brand new in doing this, and it took him many hours to do the 25 today. It took him like 4 or 5 hours to do 25 DMs. So I sat down with him, I systematically helped him look at what are all of the bottlenecks in his system right now, and I've helped him trim it down. And we did it live together on the call, and he was able to compose a message in about a minute, maybe even less. So what you want to do is figure out, again, what are the bottlenecks? That's why I started with this. You want to figure out how can you do and get it down to about 1 minute per DM, right? If it's a bit more, fine, but get it around this number. And then if you do that, you'll figure out that 100 minutes is basically 1 hour 40 a day. Now, this is where it gets exciting, because now we can look at delegating this and automating this process for you. The important thing of you as the business owner is to ensure that this is happening every day. I don't care how it happens, as long, and you shouldn't care either how it happens, as long as you get it done. Whether that means you do it yourself, it means that you hire a VA, or you find another way to do it. A VA, by the way, is a virtual assistant, somebody that's going to do this for you. Whatever approach you use doesn't really matter. What matters is that you do the metrics, all right? You hit the numbers that you need to be doing. You're doing the right number of outputs. So in terms of a delegation budget, I'm going to show you how cost effective this can be. Based on 1 hour 40 a day, if you look at that over 20 working days a month, we're looking at around 34 hours over the course of the month. All right. Now, if you get a VA, and you can find VAs on many places, I'm going to show you in a second. $3 an hour. So you get a $3 an hour VA. You get them to do 34 hours a month. That's going to be $102 per month, which is ridiculously low. It's super cheap. Now, even if you're not able to do this and it's 2 minutes per DM, well, then it's going to be 68 hours a month, and this is going to be $204 a month. Still a massive, massive saving, okay? And likewise, if you want to double this and you want to do 4,000 DMs a day, then again, you just double this as long as the metrics are the same, okay? So the math is congruent and it's the same. It's just, it's going to come down ultimately your success is how good your message really is and how good the work the VA is doing. How efficient is the system, which is why you're going to remove your bottlenecks first. And then how good is your message, which should be your step. That's going to be your thing. You're going to be working on split testing this and optimizing it as much as possible. And then in this scenario, you're going to have your VA actually doing the outreach for you. Now, where to find the VA? Firstly, you can use Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there for virtual assistants. Just be transparent with people. 2 approaches. You can either just say in the job post, I'm looking for a VA that's happy at $3 an hour, which is just going to like really polarize and get those people that are and separate those that aren't. Or you just go ahead and in the job form, you send them a job form when people want to apply, and you ask them how much they want to charge, and then you just only show interest in the people that are $3 an hour. If you want a free training, a full free training on this, on hiring, training, and managing VAs, go in the description below this video. There will be my link to Facebook and Instagram. Feel free to send me a message on one of those platforms. Just send me a message, say, hey Reece, I watched this video. The one that you're watching, say, I watched this video where you spoke about the free training. Can I get hold of it? I will send it over. It's the full training. It's going to show you this in way more detail on how to actually find this $3 an hour VA, the exact job posts to use, how to pick the right ones. Pretty much everything is covered. So if you want that, again, just message me on Facebook or Instagram or even on LinkedIn. The link is in the description below. But let's move on to the last step, because I want you to be able to find this VA and get them doing the outreach, but ultimately we're doing this for a purpose, and the purpose is for you to book meetings and sign clients. So what I want you to the KPIs that I want you to aim for are 2,000 DMs a month. If you can do 2,000 DMs a month and you can get a 1% meeting book rate, then you're going to book those 20 meetings. Now, I know what you may be thinking. If you've been doing outreach for a while, you may be saying, hey Reece, I'm not going to be able to do 1%. Well, if you can't do 1%, even if it's 0.5%, then that just means that you're going to even have to get the VA to do more, or you're still going to book 10 meetings, all right? If you half the meeting book rate, but you still do 2,000 DMs, then you're going to do 10 meetings. You're going to get 10 meetings booked, and that should still be 1 client at least. If you can get this 1% meeting book rate, it's going to be 20. And, if you're one of my clients and you've got a 3% plus meeting book rate, then you're going to be 40 meetings, 40 meetings, 60 meetings plus, right? You're going to be able to get this meeting book rate high. Again, if you follow everything that I've said, especially this stuff, you will be able to get at least a 1% meeting book rate, which is very, very scalable, okay? 20 meetings booked, if you have 20 meetings booked and you have a somewhat bad show-up rate, you've got an 80% show-up rate, that's 16 shows, and that's 1 to 2 clients. And that there is an incredible, incredible ROI. Now, it all looks good on paper. I ran you through the numbers, it all looks good on paper, but I want to give you one more thing to think about, which is when you get started on this, as I've said before, the most important thing that you need to do is make sure that you're split testing it, okay? I don't want you to take this system, go out there with some, let's just say it, terrible outreach, some spammy outreach, put it out there, and just hope for the best. I'm hoping that if you're watching my content, you follow everything that I've said, and you've researched your niche properly. You've created a really clear ICP or client avatar that you're reaching out to. You know their pain points, you know their unfulfilled desires, you know everything about them. And you're reaching out with an offer that they truly want. And if you're doing that, and you're doing these metrics, and you're not hitting these, then the only thing that you need to figure out is how you can get a 1% meeting book rate. And how you can get a 20%, an 80% show up rate. And if you're able to do that, at minimum, and you have a 10%, even just a 10% close rate on these 16 shows, you're going to at least sign 1 to 2 clients, okay? And that there is how to book 20 meetings a month for just $102. If you are an agency owner and you'd like a more consistent and predictable flow of sales calls for your agency, and you'd like the opportunity to work with me one-on-one in my mentorship to help you scale on a guaranteed basis, I guarantee you results, so you get a refund, click the first link in the description down below. It will explain how I work, how you could work with me, how I could help you, and how you can get access to these systems before people do on YouTube. So, if you're not interested, just click subscribe instead. I hope you found this one valuable, and I'll see you again in the next video.